Hey guys, welcome back. We're gonna go over the trades from the 23rd all the way up to 25th. So we're gonna start with WeBuy. So WeBuy. So when it first popped up on the scanner, it went up. I hesitated to take an initial trade, and I kind of got some FOMO. So I waited for a pullback. Disclaimer on the 10-second chart with the Warrior trading, you can't pull back more than 2 days worth of data, which I don't understand. I've tried pulling it back up to maybe the 22nd or the 23rd, or the 20, but it's not really pulling up. So that's why I'm using the 1 minute chart. But on my trade on Friday, I'll go over the 10-second chart. So this pops up and I'm waiting. So I give it a couple minutes. My first entry is actually right on here. So I got in around 12, high 12s, like 1284, 1290, and I'm looking for a break for this, high right here. It breaks. I try to sell, I can't, and it flushes, and I'm holding. So I'm kind of devastated because this was a pretty big loss, but it was about $300. So it flushes all the way back down, and I'm holding. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm getting out. No sign of recovery. The view up was already crossing over. I should have been out the moment it flushed. I think I would have been down like over 100, close to 200, but I didn't take my loss, so that's my fault. And I really thought it was gonna break, but this has gone up in the past, so it might have been some previous resistance. But it was pretty heartbreaking. It was showing a really good trend, but then it just immediately slammed down, and I was like, "Whoa, what the hell just happened?" So that's WeBuy. That was that first trade. Then that same day, I tried to take a trade on ANEB. So ANEB pops up on the scanner, goes up all the way up to a high of $4, pulls back. I take my initial trade here, looking for a break, doesn't break, and it fails. And I'm holding this for 10 minutes. I got him pretty high. I got him about 380, like around here. No, let me go back. Let me show you exactly where I got in and got out. But yeah, that was for that day for A and EB. I lost $16. Like, what am I doing? I had remaining, cash left over money, but it really wasn't working. It wasn't doing anything. So in order to avoid more losses, I just cut it sooner. So yeah, got in around 8:01, and I didn't get out till around 8:12. Just no profit. I was like, what? Let's call it a day. Okay. Then on Thursday we had PBBT. So I've traded that one too. I felt pretty confident. Even though I took a big loss on the following day or the previous day, I was like, okay, let's go in with this with a positive mindset. And for a while it was working. It was like I did have some green trades, but you see, I was up $51, and then I don't know what happened. So I took my initial trade at closer to 430. So we'll go here. So as it's coming up on the scanner, so I took a trade here, and I obviously get out around this area, but I'm still holding a few shares, and I didn't get out till, let's see. See, I'm holding the rest of the shares. I should have sold everything here around 360. That was clearly the peak. Why did I keep holding? I thought I was going to squeeze higher. I did see when it popped up to 410, so I was looking for a further break, but it didn't break. It stopped around here and it kept selling off. And these are bigger selling candles. That should have been my cue to just get out and get my trades, get my profit, but I didn't, and it costed me another $20 on the day, and it's my fault. What am I gonna do? I have to take my profit when I can. That would have saved me $20 more. So we're gonna go to. That was just Thursday. Thursday I took one trade and I was like, dang, okay, it's fine. SOWG. So SOWG is going to be from Friday. Friday I took two different trades. The last trade was silly. I saw it and I was like, let me get in. And I'm like, what am I doing? It was more out of emotion. Nothing happened on the stock. There was no volume. So that trade was just piss poor. But SOWG, I saw this on the scanner. What kind of news? Oh, this is WeBuy. Okay. So it's a consumer stock. They actually didn't have any news. Pretty sure there was news. I don't know why it's not popping up. I'm pretty sure I remember that there was news. Hmm. Maybe I have dementia. Who knows? Okay. So we're gonna go over the first couple of shares that I took. So I took an initial 200 position. I got in around after it squeezed up. So right here, I got in pretty high. So I got in. I waited for a pullback. This is not the pullback. It's still a little bit higher, so it's not really a proper pullback. I could have got in a little bit cheaper. You know, I got on 191, 188, but I didn't. Maybe if I had waited for it to touch the VWAP, there would have been a better trade, better execution. But hey, I helped through. It popped up to 206, 208. I was looking for 20 cents. I got somewhat. I got 16 cents, 9 cents. You know, it's something. I'm sorry, I'm just going back. I'm trying to remember. Yep. Yeah. I honestly held this trade for like really, really short period of time, and I took my profits. It wasn't that much profit. It could have been more, but it's not. It really didn't make any significant moves. So these are the stocks. This is like not a stock that's gonna go crazy on, you know, a single candle, like 20, 30 cents per candle. It's gonna move a little bit slower. So I did realize that as I was taking the trade, that this isn't going to make crazy moves. So where did I mess up on this? Well, I kept trading it. I didn't wait. I should have waited for, you know, to sell, use my other funds for other stocks that could have popped up on that day. So after I got out, I got in again on 406 and 409, and then I thought it was 300 shares. So why did I get in here? You know, so I saw it pull back. I'm like, okay, this is what happens when you try to anticipate a VWAP, not VWAP, but a MACD crossover. I was like, okay, VWAP's on the red, it's negative. I should never buy into negative because it's going to keep selling. I need for it to confirm a breakout to at least pass this candle and at least pass the VWAP, so I can be confident that this will start making more moves. But it didn't, and as soon as I took a trade in a negative MACD, then, you know, I'm already putting myself in a bad situation where it's going to keep selling, and I can't anticipate when it's going to go up. And it did, you know, kept going down. It rebounded much later. I did see that later in the day, but, you know, and at the open, it popped up, but it didn't really do anything crazy. I got in 182, 180. If I held, yeah, I would have profited, but, you know, I can't just hold, can't just pray and hold. And I got out on 157. I should have been out sooner, 10 cents and out, and this would have saved me a lot more money. So 300 shares, I would have been down probably $30, you know, on 10 cents. I got out 20 cents ish. No, I didn't. Yeah, it was a little bit way more. So that was SOWG. Not the best trade. So right now my confidence is still high. I don't mind. I know what I signed up for when I started day trading. I know that these things are going to happen. I'm going to make mistakes along the way. As long as I'm not making them consistently, I need to realize what I'm doing wrong. And I felt like I was getting too impatient on Wednesday. I saw profit. There was profit, but I didn't take it. I feel like I should have just taken it right off the bat, but I kind of got too cocky. I was like, it's going to go a little bit higher, and it didn't, and it flushed. So first lesson, first mistake was not taking that loss. As soon as that flush happens, get out, because, yeah, it could rebound, but it didn't rebound, and that led to further loss. The second day, you know, it was a lighter loss day, so I'll take those losses. Those are smaller losses that I'll take. It's the bigger losses where it's going to set back all my profit, and it did set back my profit on the month. I'm down 120, but we have 4 days. I'm not worried. Friday was a bit bigger loss. I shouldn't have taken this trade. I don't think this was the right stock to trade. I'm pretty sure there was news on this one, but I don't remember. But the way I saw this one move, it was just this initial candle that made it seem that it was how it would have the momentum, but it didn't. Even though it was lower float, it just didn't have that drive that other stocks normally have. And honestly, it's a sector that's not really that good. It's a consumer product stock, so it's not really, you know, a good sector. If it's a tech, you know, tech stock, it's pretty good. Sometimes, um, those crypto stocks can be really good too, but this was not one of those. So I feel that was why this didn't make any crazy moves. But what are we going to do tomorrow? I'm going to be patient. I can make the recovery. 120 is not bad. I'm going to make that recovery happen, and I'm going to be profitable. It's 4 days. I'm not going to let the time and pressure get to me. I have to hone in. Okay, it needs to be a tech stock, tech or crypto related stock, or anything related to decisions from Trump or from the SEC. If there's anything related to that, then and it's showing bullish trends, a lot of volume, the supply is low, then I'm gonna take those trades. But if it's not any of those, and it needs to be tech or military. Sometimes those military stocks are really good. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. Sorry, I haven't gotten to recording the last 3 days. I've been busy. It takes time for me to sit down and kind of prepare, what I'm going to go over and what I want to look at. But yeah, even though it's been bad, I still have to have a positive mindset. Otherwise, I'm never going to make it. I know exactly what I signed up for when I did day trading, when I started day trading, and I'm going to make this happen. This is not something I'm going to give up. I'm never going to give up. I am going to win until I don't have to day trade anymore. For a living. I want to day trade so it can get me out of certain financial positions and circumstances, and it will overall just elevate and increase my life in other areas where I want it to increase. Right now, this is I'm going to be hitting a year in September, so in about 2 months it'll be a year of day trading, and I'll go over a review of that and see where I stand. But it's not. This is nothing that it's going to tell me you need to quit. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep learning. I'm going to keep taking trades. And I just have to keep learning from my mistakes. It takes time for people to get really, really good at this. And I'm not working with a lot of volume either, or a lot of size. I'm limited on my size. I'm at 1,500. Or just a little bit under 1,500 on my current size. I could add more funds to the account to help take more trades, but I don't want to do that yet until I see where I'm hitting, really, really good days consistently for at least maybe a whole month straight, and I have very low losses. Then that's when I feel like I have elevated myself to manage my risks better. Right now, I don't think I'm managing those risks as good as I should be doing, because clearly I have a $300 loss today. I know the more size is going to mean more losses and more wins, but I want to be confident that I can withstand and I can hold those funds. If I have $5,000 in the account, I want to be confident that, yeah, okay, I'm going to go over this. I'm never going to go into that amount, because it's very easy to just get flushed, very easy to just lose all that. So I'm pretty good. So I can't wait for tomorrow. We're going to see what the market does, and we're going to be careful, right? Hopefully you guys have a good weekend. Hopefully you guys rested well and have a good rest of your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.